Now, here, got 3. Which angles are coterminal? Let's start now with the drawing. The first one, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one, and then we have to see which one or which 3 angles have the same terminal side. Let's start now with the first one here. Now, it is negative, so I have to go out around now with counterclockwise. So this is my first.
Teacher, if it is negative, shouldn't we go clockwise?
Yes.
If it's negative, yeah, we go clockwise.
Oh, because I heard counterclockwise.
And clockwise, it's mean with the clock. So with the
direction, actually write it from its name, like count.
Yeah, as I told you. Yeah. Now here we have negative 350. Okay, so it's negative, Habiba, so that's me. I have to go clockwise. Then this is 0. This is negative 90. This is negative 180. This is negative,
and this is
170. And here negative 360. Then 315, that's mean you have to subtract 315 minus 270. Why? Before that, you have to ask yourself, where is 315? Is it between 90 or 180 or between 270 and 360?
270 and 360.
Exactly. So it is in this quadrant here. So that's mean I have now to check where should I put my terminal side.
Teacher, it is in the hub, right?
To see where it will be. Shall it will be here or here or here? How can I know? I will subtract 315 minus 270. Let's subtract them here. It is 15. This is 30. Sorry.
Teacher, I added them, then divided them to 2.
Yes, this is a way. Now I want to see where's 315. I mean, like this is the 11. This is 2. So this is 4. So it could be after. So when I see that they are 45, the difference between the y-axis and this is 45. So that's mean I will rotate here with 45. Continue rotating with 45. So that's mean here it will be the angle. So this will be now negative 350. So to know where is it, you can say you find the average of 270 plus 360 divided by 2, or you can subtract this angle from 270 or 360 minus 315. Then that's this number that you have it here, which is 45. That means this angle 45 is the angle between the axis, the y-axis, and 315, which is 45 here. So that can help me. Where should I draw my terminal side? Is it clear now, Habiba?
Yes, teacher.
Now let's see B. In B here we have 45.
For sure, it will be in the middle.
Now, 45, it is positive. So I have to go now with counterclockwise. Now, here is the terminal side, the initial side, sorry. Now, 45, it's supposed to be in the first quadrant. Since this is 90, and this is 0, between them, which is 45, so the terminal side will be in the middle here. This is the angle of 45.
45. Teacher, the one above it, it's 60, right?
Wait a minute, please. Now, let's draw C. See here we have positive 315. Positive 315, that's mean I have to go now with counterclockwise. So this will be now my initial side. Now, counterclockwise. So this is 0 and 90. This is 180. This is 270. And this is a 360. Now, 315, as you know, it is between 270 and 360.
So
Then the
350 minus 270.
Exactly. You have to subtract now 315 minus 270 in order to tell you from what is the angle between the 270 and the 315. In order to help me, where should I locate my angle? After you subtract them, you will find that it is after the negative y-axis with 45 degrees. So that's me. Here we have positive 315. So here is the initial side, the terminal sides. Let's color it now here with red. This is for the first one. Here, this is for the second one. This is for this one here. Now let's see 405. 405, that's mean, as you see now, it's greater than 360. So I should rotate. I'll make first rotation. Then after I stopped at 360, I have to continue. Where should my angle rotate? Since I am greater than 450, greater than 360, so I should subtract 405 from 360. When you subtract them, that means you find that after you continue the first round, you have to continue now with your second round, but starting from here, starting from 360 up to 40.
Then plus 90 plus 90.
So 360 plus 45, you get now your new angle, which is 405. So here you will have your first or your terminal side. So this is for the first one. So the terminal side for the negative 315 is in quadrant 1. The terminal side for 45 is in quadrant 1. The terminal side for the 315 is in quadrant 4. And the terminal side for the 405 is in quadrant 1. So which angles are coterminal? Which angles have the same sine and the same cosine and the same tan?
AC.
It's ACD.
A, B,
ABD.
and D. These are the three angles are coterminal.
Teacher?
Yes.
Teacher, for letter D, actually when I draw the plane, I make it like a whole circle, then a circle above it and stop at this
Yes.
terminal side.
Yes.
Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any question? Is it clear now, Habiba?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Yeah. Now, let's now start with a unit circle. What is the unit circle? The unit circle has a radius of 1 unit. So it is a circle. That's I drew it on the coordinate plane. But now the radius is 1 unit only. That's why we call it unit circle. It has only 1 unit radius. The radius here is 1 unit. And the center is at the origin. Now, points at the circumference of the circle is related to the periodic functions. What are the periodic functions? Which is sine, cosine, and tan. Now, so the coordinates at each point here of the circumference circle has to be x and y. X is the cosine and y is the sine. And as I told you before, since we talk in geometry, the line that is closed or that's touch the point at the circumference of the circle would be the tangent, or we name it here with tan theta. So any coordinates here, if I told you like this is negative square root of 2, square root of 2, that's mean the cosine of this angle is square root of 2, and the sine of this angle will be negative square root of 2. This is here, we called it, I will repeat, this is a unit circle. It can help me to find the sine, the cosine, and the tan. Its radius is 1 unit. That's why we called it unit circle. Now, why we have to use this circle? This is a very important in our chapter here. Now, as you know before, the x coordinate is the cosine and the y coordinate is sine. So if you have the measure here of 30, so this x is cosine 30 and this y is sine 30. Let's now see today how can this unit circle help the mathematicians, help the scientists, how to find the sine and the cosine for any angle you want. When they want to make angle 30 as an example, just they bring the unit circle, they draw it with radius 1, the center at the origin, they draw a circle here, and an angle with its initial and terminal side. Then, after they draw it, they see that this point that intersects the circumference of the circle can help me to find the cosine and the sine of my angle. So, if they draw it here, this is the initial side, this is the terminal side, they have this angle now. After they draw it a very accurate drawing. They found that this point here can tell me that this is our theta as an example. Let's imagine that is 140. They didn't have calculator. They make a tables. These tables can help you to find the cosine and the sine for any angle. From where they bring this table, using the unit circle, they graph or they draw a measure of rotation of 140. They found that this point here, as an example, -1, -0.7. This can help me that this is the cosine and this is the sine. I'm sorry, it is positive, not negative. So before the beginning, they have to use the unit circle. the unit circle, help you to find the sine and the cosine for any angle you want. Then after that, they make the tables. I will show you now the tables.
Teacher?
Yes.
Teacher, like the unit circle is a single circle, like just a single?
What's the meaning of
Do you mean
single?
like that? Like you mean like just one circle?
Yes, it's a one circle.
Or you
with
mean
the
that the
unit of,
circle is...
sorry?
Or you mean a circle with vertex 0? Like the center and 0?
Yeah, unit circle, its origin is at the, its center is at the origin, and its radius is 1.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Now, let's see here. Open my page.
Like, I always found it interesting that we call trigonometry and we associate it with triangles, but then we come and talk about circles.
Yes, بس والله بالصدفة. Coordinates is cosine and sine. Now let's see here how to find the cosine and for the sine for the angle 90. What you have to do, in order to find them, you have to draw a unit circle and its center is at the origin and its radius is 1. Then after that, we have to know that angle 90 is here, angle 180 is here, angle 270 is here. So let's now find the coordinates in order to help me to find the sine and the cosine. Here now, the radius is 1. So what's the coordinate of this point? 1 and 0. Is it right?
And 0. Yeah, it's 1, 0.
And for 180, negative 1, 0. And for 90, it is 0, 1. And for 270, it's 0, negative 1. After you have now these angles, so that's mean. Let's come back now to 90. 90 is coordinates on the unit circle is 0 and 1. And I told you, the first one is cosine and the second one is sine. So this is the cosine of 90 and this is the sine of 90. So what is the cosine of 90 will be?
1.
0. And
0.
sine of 90?
It's 1.
It's 1. If you try it in calculator, you will find that the cosine of 90 is 0 and its sine is 1. Now, let's go to find 180. Now, where's 180? This is 180 here. Now, 180, its coordinate on the unit circle is negative 1 and 0. So, what does it mean? That means this is the cosine and this is the sine. So, what is the cosine of 180?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. And what is the sine of 180?
0.
0. Exactly. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Now, let's do the last one before ending our class. 270 now. Angle 270. What is the coordinates here? It is 0, negative 1. So that's mean. This is sine or cosine?
Cosine.
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 And here
Sine.
It's sine.
is sine. So what is the cosine of 270?
0.
0.
Equals
And the sine?
Negative
negative 1.
Negative 1. So now just a second here. Look at the cosine of 0 and the cosine of negative of 180. Are they opposite? They are opposite, the same? They are the opposite. The same magnitude, but different sign. The cosine of 0 is 1, but the cosine of 180 is negative 1. Now look at 90 at 270. The sine is 1, and the sine here is negative 1. Just here, just to how to memorize them. For the sine, for the sine of 0 and 180, they are the same. But the cosine, that one is 1 and the other one is negative 1. And the same for the 90 and 270. They have the same cosine, but opposite sign. One is positive 1 and the other is negative 1. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah, teacher.
Yes, teacher.